Welcome to Module 4, the final and most important part of our journey together, a step-by-step guide to project management implementation. You have put in the hard work, and this is where we bring it all together. Think of this module as the finish line, the final chapter where you transition from learner to practitioner. Let's get started. Let's quickly recap our journey. In Module 1, you learned the rules of the game, the what of project management. In Module 2, you developed the critical leadership and communication skills, the who. In Module 3, you mastered the powerful techniques and methodologies, the how. Now, in Module 4, we put it all into action. You've mastered the individual plays. Now, it's time to run the entire game from start to finish. So, what will we cover in this final module? Our purpose is simple: to walk you through the 5 phases of the project lifecycle, step by step, in practical detail. In each phase, we will connect the dots, showing you exactly where the skills and techniques you've already learned fit into the bigger picture. This is your practical, hands-on guide to managing a real project from its initial idea all the way to its successful completion. By the end of this capstone module, you will be able to perform the essential, real-world functions of a project manager. You will be able to develop a formal project charter to properly initiate any project. You will be able to create a comprehensive project plan that sets your team up for success. You'll know how to apply different methodologies to execute and manage the work, implement processes to monitor progress and control change, and finally, execute a formal project closure to capture those invaluable lessons learned. This is our roadmap for the entire module. As a quick refresher, every project we manage will follow this 5-phase lifecycle. We begin with initiation, move into detailed planning, then into execution, which happens alongside monitoring and controlling, and we finish strong with a formal closing. We will now walk through each of these phases one by one, focusing on the key activities and outputs you are responsible for as the project manager. We begin at the beginning, Phase 1, Initiation. The fundamental question we are answering here is, are we doing the right project, and should we be doing it now? The goal is to define the project at a high level and, most critically, to secure formal approval to proceed. This is where we create the official birth certificate of the project, ensuring that we are committing resources to a project that is aligned with strategic goals. During initiation, your key activities are to first define the business case, the why behind the project. From there, you will identify the high-level goals, scope, and key deliverables. This is also where you conduct your initial stakeholder analysis, identifying the key people involved. A crucial step is the formal assignment of the project manager. That's you. All of this work culminates in the key output of this phase, developing and getting sign-off on the project charter. The project charter is the single most important document in the initiation phase. It is the formal document that officially authorizes the project to exist and gives you, the project manager, the authority to apply organizational resources to project activities. It is your North Star. Key elements always include the project's purpose, its measurable objectives, high-level requirements and risks, and most importantly, the signature of the project sponsor, which signifies formal approval. Once the project is approved, we move into what is arguably the most critical phase for success: planning. The question we answer here is, how, exactly, will we do this? The goal is to create a detailed, comprehensive roadmap that the entire team will follow. As the saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. This phase is where we turn the wish into a concrete strategy and prevent project failure before we even begin the work. The planning phase is where many of the techniques you learned in Module 3 come into play. Your key activities include developing the detailed scope, schedule, and budget, the triple constraint. You'll create a work breakdown structure, or WBS, to detail all the work. You will perform your detailed risk management planning and develop your stakeholder engagement plan. And, of course, this is where you choose the right methodology, waterfall, agile, or hybrid, for the job. The key output of all this work is the comprehensive project management plan. With a solid plan in hand, it's time to move into phase 3, execution. The motto here is simple: let's do the work. The goal of this phase is to carry out the project plan and create the actual project deliverables. This is where the majority of the budget is spent and where the team is busiest. As a project manager, this phase demands your strongest leadership and communication skills to keep the team aligned, motivated, and productive. During execution, your role shifts from planner to leader. Your key activities include directing and managing the project team day to day. You will facilitate all project meetings, whether they are daily scrums in an agile project or weekly status updates in a waterfall project. You will actively implement the risk responses you planned for, manage all stakeholder engagement and communications, and guide the team as they produce the actual project deliverables. Happening at the exact same time as execution is phase 4, monitoring and controlling. The question you are constantly asking here is, are we on track? The goal is to track progress, measure performance against the plan, and manage any changes in a controlled way. Think of yourself as the pilot of an airplane. You are actively flying the plane, execution, while constantly checking your dashboard, monitoring and controlling, to ensure you're on the right course, at the right speed, and have enough fuel to reach your destination. It is critical to understand that these two phases are a continuous loop, a dance. It works like this. First, you execute the work according to the plan. Second, you monitor by measuring key performance indicators. Are we on schedule? Are we on budget? Third, you compare that performance to the plan. Is there a variance? And fourth, you act. If there's a variance, you make a corrective change to get back on track. This is the control. Then you loop right back to executing the work. This dance is the engine of project management. Finally, every project must have a clear end. This is phase 5, closing, or finishing strong. The goal is to formally complete all project activities and hand off the final deliverables. This phase is crucial not just for organizational learning, but also for providing the team and stakeholders with a clear sense of completion and accomplishment. A great project manager never lets their project just fizzle out. They drive it to a crisp, professional conclusion. To close your project professionally, your key activities include obtaining formal sign-off and acceptance of the final product from the customer or sponsor. You will then officially release your project team, allowing them to move on to other important work. You'll close out any contracts with vendors or suppliers and archive all your project documents for future reference. Most importantly, you will conduct a lessons learned session to capture what went well, what went wrong, and how the organization can improve on future projects. And here it is, the entire process in one picture. This is your complete playbook, showing the journey from a simple idea to a finished product. We start in initiation, producing the project charter. That flows into planning, which gives us our project management plan. The plan guides execution, creating our deliverables, while monitoring produces our performance reports. And it all culminates in closing, where we generate our final lessons learned report, feeding that knowledge back into the organization for the next project. Let's recap the key takeaways for your implementation playbook. First, remember that project success is a structured process, not an accident. Always initiate with a clear and authorized charter. Plan meticulously, because this is your best tool to prevent failure. Execute and monitor in a continuous, disciplined loop. And finally, close every project formally to learn, improve, and celebrate success. And with that, we've reached the end of our content. But it's the beginning of your journey. You have put in the work. You have the knowledge of the rules, you have the leadership skills, and you have the complete playbook of techniques and processes. You are now fully equipped to lead projects with confidence, with structure, and with a professional framework for success. Your job now is to go out and make things happen. And with that, you've done it. Congratulations, project manager. You now have the complete foundation, the compass, the toolkit, the playbook, and the action plan to build, launch, and grow any project. On behalf of all of us at LearnYa Skills, thank you for your hard work and your commitment throughout this course. We're excited to see what you build. For more resources, visit us at www.learnyaskills.com.